What's up guys, welcome back to another video with your local flow prodigy. If you are new to this channel, my name is Brendan Perez and please hit that red subscribe button to see more videos like this one. So this video is basically going to be a Q&A about the most common questions that either a beginner and or even intermediate rider would have about buying either their first board or even considering getting a customized board. Now the first half of these questions are actually coming from you guys, either from leaving them down in the comments below on the channel or even hitting me up personally in the DMs specifically requesting for this video. Now, because I'm going to be covering so many questions and answering with a lot of information, I'm going to be splitting this video into two parts. Part one, meaning this video, is going to be the bodyboard edition, meaning I am only covering common questions for this Q&A on bodyboards. Now, part two, meaning the stand-up edition, that's going to be the part two, which I will be uploading at the exact same time as the bodyboard edition video as well. Now, none of you guys have to worry. I am going to be covering a lot of different flow companies where you can buy or even customized bodyboards and stand-up boards as well. I will be leaving links to those websites in the description down below. All right, guys, just hopping straight into it. Question number one, what bodyboard should you get? Now, whether it's snowboarding, skateboarding, flow, if it's your first time getting your own personal board, it actually doesn't even matter what type of board you get or what brand of a board you get from, because of the fact that you don't even know what you like and you don't know what you don't like yet. If it is your very first time buying your own board, you have never had a personal board before, my personal suggestion, you don't know what you like and what you don't like, literally just go on the Flow websites and pick whatever colors you like, whatever looks cool to you, just go with that board for the time being until you start to develop that interest and you find, specific features on what you like or don't like in that board. Question number two, how much should you ball out on your first bodyboard? Now for the stand-up boards, that's going to be a completely different story, so I'm going to save that for part two of this video. But as for the bodyboards, they're usually roughly around the same price, if not within the same price range. Usually a normal bodyboard can run anywhere between $170 to $250. My first bodyboard actually came out to about $250, including shipping. Now, one big thing, whether it's a bodyboard or a stand-up board that I do want to let out to you guys is, let me tell you something. Bodyboards and stand-up boards, these aren't cheap things to buy. They are investments. So you do guys have to ask yourselves, is riding flow something that I'm going to be doing fairly often? Now, if the answer is yes, by all means, proceed forward, grab that board. But if the answer is no, then I would reconsider your options. Question number three, what size bodyboard should you get? Now, when it comes to thinking about what size works for you, we need to think about what is the actual definition of size in terms of a bodyboard. So for example, when it comes to a bodyboard size, they are not talking about width. They are only talking about top to bottom, length. So in this case, my board top to bottom is 37 inches. So I ride a size 37. Now, when it comes to size, there's no measurement system to tell you what size you should personally get. Now, based off my personal recommendation, just to give you guys an idea of my size, I'm around 6'1", 6'2" in height and a little over 230 pounds in weight and in terms of mass. Now, you don't necessarily have to pick the size of your bodyboards based on your weight, but that's just me giving you guys an idea on my height, my size, and how I personally choose my boards. And if you want my personal recommendation, I would go mainly off of your height and how tall you are or how big you are. So just based off my personal recommendation, just an idea. If you are anywhere between maybe 5'11" to 6'1", 6'2", I recommend a size 37. If you're taller than that, size 38. If you are anywhere from 5'9", 5'10", maybe a little shorter than that, I recommend a size 35 bodyboard. Now, question number four, where can you get a bodyboard? Now, like I said, I will be leaving the name of the websites in the description down below. But here are the bodyboard companies that I personally know and have used either now or in the past. So the first company that I'm going to be talking about is called WCB, world-class bodyboards. Now, this is actually the flow company that I currently use. I have nothing bad to say about them at all. I've been working with their bodyboards for a couple of years now. I actually prefer their boards. This is just my personal preference. I think the way that they make their boards and the way that they feel when I ride, it just fits my riding style. Second company that makes really good bodyboards. They also make stand-up boards too, but we're focusing on the bodyboard aspect over here. They are called Flow Rider Shop. They have some really good bodyboards. My first bodyboard actually was a 13 Roz board, I believe it's called, or 13 Bros board. They currently don't make them anymore, but I have nothing bad to say about them, the company, or the boards that they make. I think they do a fantastic job. I think it just comes down to preference of what boards and what company you personally like. Now, are there more than just the two flow companies that I just mentioned? Yes, absolutely, but the two companies that I just mentioned are the most common ones, and I'm not really aware of any other flow companies out there. I don't really experiment that much. I'm very happy with the WCB boards that I personally use, but you guys are definitely welcome to venture out and see what other companies offer boards as well. Question number 5, should you get a custom bodyboard? Now, if the flow company offers the opportunity, a custom board is when you go back and forth with speaking with them and basically telling them everything that you want in your own bodyboard, whether it's telling them the colors that you want, like what the color you want to be on top, the color on the rails, and the color at the bottom, whether it's the size, whether it's specific features that you want to add or even take away from the board. A custom board is something that's really fun to create and is definitely a memorable thing, especially when it's your first one. Now, to be fair, if you are a full beginner, first time rider, and this is your first bodyboard, I do not recommend getting a custom board. There's a lot of different things that go into it, different features that you get to add, different features that you get to take away to create your own custom board. But like I said in the beginning, if it is your first board, you don't know what you like and you know what you don't like. So I'd rather you not waste the money. However, if you are an intermediate rider, or maybe you've been through a couple bodyboards already at this point and you have a better idea on what you like and what you don't like, then 100% I definitely recommend making the investment to get that custom board. Now, funny enough as it is, because this is the type of board that I do ride on the Flow Prodigy channel, this is surprisingly or not surprisingly a common question that I actually get personally from you guys. And that question is number 6. What is the difference between a normal shaped board and a double nose shaped board? So when it comes to the difference between a normal shaped board versus a double nose board, there is literally one difference and one difference only, and that is a skill level when it comes to certain tricks. For example, the only purpose behind having a double nose board is if you're already at the skill level of knowing how to do the tricks like a shove it, or maybe even a big spin or a 540 big spin. Because when it comes to doing certain tricks like that have some type of shove it rotation going on underneath you, it doesn't matter where you land on the board, it's always going to be facing the front at the end of the day. Definitely received the common question of, do I personally think it's worth it for you guys to get a double nose board? And the frank answer is, unless you are at the skill level where you know how to do shove-its or big spins or 540 big spins or any type of bodyboard trick that deals with some type of shove-it rotation, unless you're already at that level, I don't recommend it. So I personally don't think it is worth it if you're at a more beginner or even intermediate level. But if you are between intermediate / advanced or even pro level, then 100% I do highly recommend it. I personally love the shape of the board. I like how it feels, especially when I throw shove-its, when I throw big spins, especially in the middle of combos. I think overall it has an amazing feeling to it. Now, the one thing that I will say that kind of feels off about a double nose board is when it's your first time riding it, it feels like you're riding a board backwards the entire time. But eventually you learn to get used to it, and after a while you'll even start to like it. Number 7, how long do bodyboards last? Now, at the end of the day, it all comes down to how well you take care of your board. I've had some bodyboards that last a couple months. I've had other bodyboards that lasted a year, year and a half. But it comes down to two things. How often do you ride, and how often do you take care of your board? Obviously, if you don't ride that much, you're more likely to make your board last, especially if you take care of it as well and you don't just leave it lying around wet all the time. However, if you're also one of those riders who rides more than once a week, multiple times a week even, then obviously your board is likely to wear out a little bit more faster. Question number 8, how do you take care of your bodyboard? Now, honestly, there's not that big of an answer to it. All you need to do is make sure that you don't leave it in too hot or too cold of an environment when you're not using it, and that when you're done riding, that you make sure you dry up with a towel both sides of your bodyboard. Finally, number 9. How long does your bodyboard usually take to ship after you first order it? Now, normally, if you are just buying a bodyboard straight off the website, straight out of the warehouse, for sure, I'm gonna say it should be shipping within a week, maybe a week and a half. If you are customizing a bodyboard, it could take anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks. 90% of the time, it'll just take 2 weeks, the first week being your order processing online, and then the second week, your board actually going through the process of shipping over to your house in the mail. Hey guys, I'm sorry. I feel like I had to move outside for, the last moments of this video. I feel like it's such a beautiful day outside today, I might as well end off on a bright note. So here's the full top to bottom rundown of my personal bodyboard. This is a 37-inch world-class bodyboard with a double nose feature and rodeo grips. I chose the top color to be all white and the bottom color to be baby blue. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a thumbs up down below. And if you see that bell-shaped icon, that is the notification bell. Hit that notification bell and you will be notified every time I upload. And I will see you on the next one.